Paris Saint-Germain scored 5, but it was after a potential sixth goal was disallowed that Enzo Fernandez picked up the ball and threw it angrily at his goalkeeper, Filip Jorgensen. Fed up, Fernandez was annoyed at Jorgensen for persisting with trying to pass from the back, having already handed PSG their lead when this Champions League last 16 first leg was tensely locked at 2-2. Jorgensen committed the evening's big error in allowing Bradley Barcola to intercept the ball. Seconds later, Vitinha was lobbing Chelsea's goalkeeper for 3-2, the Parc des Princes big screen zooming in to show the humiliated Jorgensen sitting with head and hands in the 6-yard box. Liam Rossinier is bold, we will give him that, but there is a fine line between bravery and, well, copying what Tottenham did to themselves in this competition at Atletico Madrid on Tuesday night. Rossinier replaced his experienced goalkeeper in Robert Sanchez with a younger model, and the 23-year-old made a mistake which cost Chelsea dearly at the Parc des Princes. Not a good week to be a backup goalkeeper, clearly. Rossinier took a risk and it backfired big time. This was self-destruction and, dare we say it, all rather Spursy, from Chelsea, who even ended up losing by the same scoreline as their beleaguered Premier League rivals. It was Kavicha Kvaratskhelia who added PSG's fourth and fifth goals, with the jittery Jorgensen having lost all confidence. That last one was a particularly poor goal to concede, and potentially a tie-killer, and it is hard not to think Sanchez would have saved Kvaratskelia's shot. Now, Chelsea need to win by 3 goals at Stamford Bridge on Tuesday just to take this clash to extra time. It is not impossible, but is improbable. Jorgensen was not substituted like Antonin Kinski of Spurs in Madrid, but you do wonder who Rossinier will use in goal for their next game at home to Newcastle on Saturday. This heavy loss was a shame for Chelsea in a way because, in truth, their approach was initially impressive. Rossinier arrived at the home of the Champions League holders and wanted his side to act like a big club. It was not safety-first football. It was not the second leg of their Carabao Cup semi-final at Arsenal. It was not with the aim of stifling PSG or robbing a result. It was exciting and largely effective, until Jorgensen misplaced that pass. "That's on me," Rossinier said. "I need to be better in moments, in setbacks. We have to stay calm in the moment and we didn't, me included. The scoreline is a painful one. Filip is not the first one to make a mistake, that's part of football." He held his hands up in the dressing room. "Everyone makes mistakes. We've shot ourselves in the foot and made this tie very difficult but not impossible." Everyone following Chelsea knew Jorgensen would start from early on in the day. While club insiders insist they are not upset, they may wish to ask around internally as to why. 8 hours before kick-off, a French journalist revealed their starting lineup on social media. "This is football, it happens," one source said. However, Rossinier is a head coach who heavily guards his lineups. Enzo Maresca never had any qualms in telling us who he would be using in goal, but Rossinier refuses to give so much as a hint. "I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of that if that's the case," Chelsea's head coach said when informed his lineup had been leaked yesterday. In the PSG club shop, they sell caps with 31 May 2025 plastered on the front, a nod to the night they won the Champions League. They are a technically talented side, and twice took the lead through Barcola and Ousmane Dembele, but twice saw Chelsea equalize through Malo Gusto and Fernandez. The visitors' defending had largely been their downfall. It was in the 74th minute when Jorgensen took one risk too many. He tried to play a pass out of his box and allowed Barcola to intercept as Vitinha scored into the vacant goal. Nice though his finish was, this entire situation was preventable. Kvaratskhelia strike for PSG's fourth was glorious, but in making it 5, you sensed Jorgensen had been beaten easily. Chelsea players let out their frustrations towards full-time with Pedro Neto sparking a melee after shoving a ballboy. He apologised for his impression of Eden Hazard at Swansea back in 2013, and Jorgensen likewise said sorry to his teammates. It was a rough night for Rossinier, who realises it will take an almighty turnaround to avoid exiting Europe next week.